Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae.
This is Maggie Mae.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today we want to bring you along on our journey to Mount Shasta, which you can see behind us. We started off our day down in Redding, California, and we want to show you a little bit of our journey on the way up here with the dam and Shasta Lake and a couple other things along the way. So sit back and enjoy.
Thanks.
Now here we are going into the town of Shasta. Shasta is actually on Highway 299 west of Redding, not really close to the mountain yet, but this is the first place we came to, and this is also home of the Shasta Historic State Park. Now this was shot on a weekday, and they were running a lot of ranger-led tours through this area. It's really pretty amazing. These are brick buildings, ruins that survived through a fire that basically decimated the town in 1878. And by the 1930s, the buildings were pretty much left not used and deteriorated over time.
It's very striking to come across as you're coming just down the road.
Yeah, they're right on the main highway. 299 connects Redding to the coast. And you're driving down the road and you see these right on the highway. Now, those ruins are very striking, but there's a few more things within this town that really make it a stop for a lot of people going through there. When you first come in from the east, you'll see those little stores. There's a bakery, the Masonic Lodge. Now this is a barn that's about a half a block off the main road, and they've got a lot of really unique equipment. This was a boring machine that would bore into the rock so they could determine if it had any gold, silver, anything deemed precious in it. These are a couple of old school buildings that are actually about a block off the main road. Just down across from the ruins, in fact, you can see them there in the background, this is the town museum, the site of the Charter Oak building, which was a hotel. Quite a very historic little community.
Yeah. You can just come down there and have a picnic lunch at the tables and enjoy history around you.
This was the last piece as you left the town. This was an old brewery, Washington Brewery.
Everything's all built with that red brick.
Next up is the city of Shasta Lake. This is just a little ways north of Shasta, where we were before, and at the city of Shasta Lake is the Shasta Dam Visitor Center. And this is absolutely amazing. The dam that's been put in place has created this huge lake reservoir, and still lets a lot of water come out of there into the Sacramento River, the main river through there.
It's a really long lake with lots of fingers off of it. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was one of those, even on the main road, even coming up I-5, you would see it. The fingers would reach under the road in places.
Yeah.
It's very much used and very much appreciated. There's a lot of water sports in the area. The marinas are full of boats.
And that water is so green.
It is beautiful, and the sky's reflecting in it. And there's one of those fingers coming right up along the highway we were talking about. You can see the boat turning around out there. Now, as we went on up I-5, we came to the Mount Shasta Vista Overlook. This is actually just a scenic overlook off of Interstate 5. And coming from the south, coming from Redding, this is one of the first places where coming up I-5 north of Redding, you get a really good view of Mount Shasta.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Just a couple of exits north from there at Dunsmuir is the Hedge Creek Falls. And I took that one literally.
Yeah.
I went to try to step to the side of the path for people coming towards me. My foot went out from under me and down I went. So unfortunately, you may see a little bit of a haze on the pictures of the falls. I had dust on my lens that I didn't catch until afterwards.
Luckily, he didn't go over the edge.
Yeah, and nothing was permanently damaged with the camera or me. There's a haze on that right-hand side. But the fall is really beautiful, and it's a nice, easy trail. And the path goes completely around behind the water.
Yeah.
So it enables you to get some really cool views from back in this almost cave-like structure behind it.
And there were a lot of people there enjoying it.
There were. It was a warm day in that part of the country, over 100 degrees, and people were very, very willing to get in the water.
That's right.
Love that view. Now, next up are the Subway Caves lava tubes. And these are actually lava tubes from volcanic eruption. Mm-hmm. And everything you see in this area seems as though it's got its basis back in a volcano. That goes back over a quarter of a mile. Unfortunately, once you go just a short ways in, it's totally dark. We didn't come prepared with flashlights or headlamps, and but that floor.
The whole thing was so different. We've been in a lot of caves and caverns, and this was so different.
Yeah, the sides were smooth and the floor was rough. It was very, very weird. Now, this was just a stop by. The Packway Materials Company has this sculpture garden out in front. And parts of them are cement trucks, parts of them are big metal storage barrels. But they are very, very lighthearted.
They're so fun, yes.
Huge big grasshopper, wiener dog,
Tin Man,
inchworm, the pig flying, that was one of my favorites. You could see him from quite a ways back.
That's right.
The dinosaur was good size.
I like the guy fishing.
Mm-hmm. Snowman, as hot as it was out there.
And a penguin in that heat, yeah.
And those two are huge. The ant and the giraffe are enormous. Next up, this was one of the prettiest places we've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah, what a surprise.
Burney Falls. And if you drive all the way back through the park, you'll come to the lake again. The lake is always being used, tons of boats back there, and just beautiful, peaceful area. But we drove back up towards the front, parked near where the falls are, and it is a 0.3 of a mile walk down to the falls. And you can also make that a loop that goes up the stream, crosses 2 bridges, and back around. That's 1.2 miles. So we committed to the 0.3, but we ended up and went the full way around it.
Yes.
There's water coming out of the middle of that wall. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, when you get to the top, you really don't see the water coming over or water coming towards you at the top because it's coming through the walls.
Now, there were squirrels and all kinds of little creatures. Didn't see any bear, but
yeah, that was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was absolutely stunning. And this is after the falls, the water going down the river. Nice path that goes down along it, so we followed that.
And it was so nice and cool down there.
Yeah, quite a temperature drop. And then you come to this bridge. The bridge takes you over the river.
And you don't have to climb across that log.
Yeah.
And then you follow up along the top.
And it gives you like a steady climb.
Yeah.
Going up. Not as many views of the falls on the way up as what I thought we might have.
Yeah.
The first 3 tents are the best views of the falls. This takes you across the river before the falls, on top of the falls, I should say. And the falls are just right around that bend. It comes down along the side of that river towards the top of the falls and over into the parking area where you do have some more views. Now this is Mount Shasta City, and as you can see, there's a lot of things that use the Shasta name in this area. Mount Shasta City of the 3 is the closest of the Shasta towns. Very neat looking town. We didn't actually have a lot of time we could spend there, but right down the main drag you can see Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
Now this is as we're leaving straight towards the mountain there in that last stop. Route A10 is the road that takes you up to Burney Flat Trailhead. And at the time we were there, that was the highest that you could go on the mountain before you started the climb. There is one campground beyond that, but the road was closed yet to the campground. And keep in mind, all the snow that you're seeing, this is around the 3rd week of July. And Redding, where we were staying, had consecutive days over 100 degrees for several weeks.
Well over.
Yeah, we had 115 for a couple of days. So it was quite amazing to me to see so much snow melting and snow remaining.
Yep.
But this is glacial, I guess.
That's right, they're glacial. It is odd to be up there around that snow and still be wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And
be comfortable.
Yeah.
It did cool. Like I said, Redding was 115 this weekend that we shot this, and I believe that it was in the upper 70s, maybe low 80s when we got up here. So it was considerably cooler, much more comfortable, but certainly not snow weather.
And the view is just tremendous.
Yeah. Now this is the parking area when you get to the Burney Flat Trailhead, and you can see the gates across the road there just beyond where the cars are parked. But what beautiful views up here. This will give you a little idea also that this is where the Burney Flat Trailhead is. And up here over 14,000 feet is the top of Mount Shasta.
And there were groups coming down from climbing it.
Yeah, they said that there's about 15,000 attempts to climb it each year, and 1 out of every 3 people make it to the top and back. So that's pretty amazing, because that's a very rugged climb. Now we left that area of Mount Shasta. We backtracked a little bit to go over towards I-5, and we came across this little town called Weed. They had an Asian barbecue place that was cooking up and smelled fantastic, and they have all kinds of souvenirs from Weed, California. This road, Highway 97, where we took out of Weed, ended up and goes around the west and to the north side of Mount Shasta. And there you can see a big difference. The right-hand side was volcanic. The top had blown off. The sides are much more smooth and steep, and you don't see the snow. Now this was also on our way to a viewing area and this is a veterans memorial, and this is one of the most impressive memorial parks I think we've ran into, and very, very moving. The backside has names that have been engraved on it, as well as all the way across the front. The sculptures in here are all themed, and we've put the name of each sculpture with it. We're going to let you just sit back and enjoy the next few moments of a very, very moving sculpture garden. So Cathy, what did you think about our day of journey to Mount Shasta?
This has been stunning.
It's been beautiful views all the way around and all the way to it.
Absolutely.
Where we're staying in Redding, we're probably 40 miles down the road.
Yeah.
And you can see it plain as day from there. This thing is so massive. But yeah, it's pretty incredible, and especially from this vantage point, you can see the volcano.
Yeah.
Hollowed off on the top over there on your right. So with that, if you've enjoyed our video today, leave us a thumbs up. We sure do appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, ring that notification bell. That way you'll know when every one of our videos come out twice each week.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.